For now, weekend mornings, the latest out of Baraboo, a criminal complaint issued for a drug dealer possibly linked to several police officers. Plus, temperatures are heating back up for the weekend, and after that, even warmer. We've got multiple alert days in the forecast. And then later, we'll take a look at the latest on the campaign for the White House following RFK Jr.'s announcement that he is suspending his campaign. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings. I'm Kyle Pazurski. It is Saturday, August 24th. Comedian Dave Chappelle turns 51 today. Well, let's begin by taking a look outside this morning. Jacob is in for the forecast. Jacob, like I said in the headlines, sounds like we're going to be getting a lot hotter over the next couple of days. Ain't that right?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty warm today, but the alert days aren't until next week. Let's take a look at the current conditions. 64 degrees in Madison, very comfortable at this hour. We are seeing mostly cloudy skies here at Madison, but other parts of the area seeing clear skies. And a lot of the region right now in the 60s. We did drop into the 50s earlier in this morning, but right now we are seeing temperatures warm up, and it is a bit warmer further north towards La Crosse and Eau Claire. Now looking at the forecast for today, although it will be a little bit warm, it's not going to be too bad, and we are going to see relatively calm conditions, especially in terms of rainfalls. We're going to see pretty much completely clear skies throughout the afternoon, and that's going to be the case for La Crosse as well. Highs will be in the middle to upper 80s. Could see some light rain tonight, but not going to be a huge issue. Looking at the forecast across the area, mostly going to see 80s across the board. Could see a few isolated locations in the 90s, but the humidity values aren't going to be too bad today, but they are going to increase Sunday. But the alert days aren't until Monday and Tuesday. Now, for those of you in La Crosse, more will be Sunday and Monday, whereas Madison will be Monday and Tuesday. But in general, we are going to be very hot the next couple of days, especially Sunday through Tuesday. And we do have alert days in the forecast. Again, for Madison, the alert days are for Monday and Tuesday, but it's going to be hot all 3 days. I'll talk more in detail about just how hot it could get coming up a bit later.
All right, Jacob, thank you. We'll check back in just a bit. Now to our top stories and the latest on the Baraboo cocaine bust we first reported on last week. A new criminal complaint says officers found more than 40 grams of cocaine in William Depp's home. Last week, Sauk County Sheriff's deputies arrested him. Depp had a search warrant issued against him the day before. It was during a search of his home that responding deputies found several guns, silencers, and cocaine. Because of the amount, Depp was charged with intent to sell. Officials also said they found 2 kids under the age of 13 by themselves in the home with the drugs. In total, Depp is facing 24 charges. Again, it was the same day the assault unfolded that Baraboo police started investigating 3 of their own officers and put 1 on leave in connection to the case. New this morning, Stoughton police say 2 people are dead following a crash on Dane County Highway B. You're taking a look at video from the scene. They say a motorcycle was hit from behind by a pickup truck, both the driver and the passenger of the motorcycle dying on scene. The driver of the truck was arrested for 2 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle. The Madison Fire Department is looking into what caused a duplex fire on the city's south side last night. MFD says 8 people from 2 households are displaced as a result of the fire. They arrived to find heavy fire coming from the front door. Additional fire was found on the backside of the building, which spread to the 2nd floor. Madison Fire reports that all occupants safely evacuated, including 1 dog. The side of the building where the fire started suffered major damage to both floors, while the next door unit was impacted by smoke and shut down utilities. The American Red Cross has responded to help out the displaced occupants. In Arizona, late Friday, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his presidential campaign and endorsed former President Donald Trump. CBS's Bradley Blackburn has more on the potential impact of the race and how Vice President Kamala Harris is responding.
Walking out with fireworks in an Arizona arena Friday, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. suspended his independent bid for the White House and embraced former President Donald Trump.
And don't you want a president who's going to get us out of the wars and who's going to rebuild the middle class in this country?
I will tell you, we are both in this to do what's right for the country.
Kennedy said his name will remain on the ballot in some states, but he's working to remove it in 10 battlegrounds.
By staying on the ballot in the battleground states, I would likely hand the election over to the Democrats with whom I disagree on the most existential issues.
A recent Pew poll showed Kennedy had the support of about 7% of registered voters, a number that has dropped since Vice President Kamala Harris entered the race. Kennedy's support for Trump earned a rebuke from members of his famous family. His sister, Carrie Kennedy, said in a statement signed by several family members, "It is a betrayal of the values that our father and our family hold most dear." But the move thrilled some Trump supporters.
I think that was awesome. A Kennedy that's crossed over from the Democrats to the Republicans.
Vice President Harris is off the campaign trail this weekend following the Democratic convention. But in response to Kennedy's decision, the Harris-Walz campaign said in a statement, for any American tired of Donald Trump looking for a new way forward, they want to earn their support. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
At the event Friday, former President Trump promised if he's elected, he'll create a health and environmental panel with RFK Jr. In recent years, Kennedy has promoted anti-vaccine theories. On Wall Street Friday, stocks rose as investors feared a signal from Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell that long-awaited interest rates cuts are finally coming. Interest rates are currently at a 23-year high. At an economic summit Friday, Powell announced it is time to adjust policy because the labor market has cooled enough not to pressure inflation higher. Here's a closer look at Friday's numbers. The Dow Jones up 462 points, the Nasdaq up nearly 260, and the S&P 500 up 63. There was no jackpot winner for Friday night's Mega Millions drawing. This means the jackpot for Tuesday night will grow to an estimated $575 million. No one's won the big prize since June 4th. In fact, only 2 people have won the Mega Millions this whole year. By this time last year, the jackpot had been hit 8 times. The odds don't change, though. You still have less than a 1 in 300 million chance of winning. To some medical news now, as COVID continues to spread, there's another respiratory illness that's also increasing as cases of whooping cough are spreading. The CDC says it's 3 times higher this year than last year nationally. Symptoms can be similar to having a cold with a classic cough. Doctors say the sound of whooping cough is distinctive, though.
Cough is severe, and you can get fractured ribs, collapsed lungs, all sorts of complications from it.
The CDC has issued a call to action on whooping cough because vaccination rates have declined to their lowest level in decades. The DTaP vaccine is given to children, and there's a different version for adults that also covers tetanus. There's a new study by the National Institutes of Health that could prove to help patients of Parkinson's. CBS's Michael George has a look at that and some more of the week's top health stories.
Doctors say they're getting closer to a universal flu vaccine. Researchers at the Cleveland Clinic report success with tests on mice. We currently have annual flu vaccines, which vary in effectiveness from year to year. A universal flu vaccine would protect against all influenza strains and could be used for more than 1 season. Getting a COVID shot could mitigate the onset of mental illness after developing severe COVID. A new study out of the UK and published in JAMA found people who developed severe COVID leading to hospitalization and were unvaccinated were 16 times more likely to develop mental illness like depression, anxiety, PTSD, and self-harm for up to a year following diagnosis. Those who were vaccinated did not have an elevated risk. A self-adjusting brain pacemaker could help treat symptoms related to Parkinson's disease. That's according to a new study by the National Institutes of Health. The implanted device, regulated by the body's brain activity, could provide continual and improved treatment for symptoms like involuntary movements. Researchers found this adaptive deep brain stimulation improved each participant's most bothersome symptom roughly 50% when compared to the more conventional deep brain stimulation. Those are some of the week's top health stories. Michael George, CBS News.
Looking overseas now, at least 13 people are dead amid heavy rainfall and flooding in Bangladesh and northeast India. More than 4.5 million people have been affected, including tens of thousands now without homes. India is denying claims that it opened the floodgates of one of its dams, further increasing the flooding in Bangladesh. The U.S. is sending more military aid to Ukraine while taking new steps to crack down on Russia's war machine. It's doing so by slapping new sanctions on some 400 people and entities that are reportedly helping Moscow's war effort. The new sanctions came as Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi wrapped up his trip to Kiev on Friday. As Mark Stewart reports, Mr. Modi tried to create a bond with Zelensky during this trip, all to gain leverage over Putin.
A message of compassion from Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi during this visit to Ukraine. We have some images of the Prime Minister with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky as they paid tribute to children who have been killed in the conflict. There's a moment where the two men hugged, a contrast to a similar image from July when the Prime Minister embraced Russian President Vladimir Putin in Moscow. The Indian Prime Minister also issued a tweet that reads, "Conflict is particularly devastating for young children. My heart goes out to the families of children who lost their lives, and I pray that they find the strength to endure their grief." This is a complicated relationship. India has called for a ceasefire, but it hasn't condemned Russia for its invasion. It's abstained from all resolutions with Ukraine at the United Nations. Geopolitics may be behind it as the Kremlin helps India with military equipment. India also buys crude oil from Russia. Nonetheless, discussions are moving forward with Prime Minister Modi promising to continue humanitarian assistance to Ukraine.
That's Mark Stewart reporting. Coming up on 8:10, still ahead, we got some helpful advice from Gunderson Health as the heat comes to Wisconsin once again. Plus, let's take a look outside this morning at the State Capitol building. Jake will have what you need to know in the full forecast next on Weekend Mornings.
The First Warn Weather Team takes you beyond the barometer, only on News 3 Now.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
Don't let an appliance breakdown break you down. Shop Brothers Main's super in-stock selection from brands like GE Appliances with support stirred into every purchase. Whether replacing or remodeling, we've got you covered. Brothers Main. Feel like family.
Chevy lets you begin every day fully charged, so you can go farther. And so can your money. Tow with confidence. Plus, stay connected with available OnStar technology. For summer adventures, Chevy's got you. Get 1.9% financing on this 2024 Silverado when you finance with GM Financial. Or get $5,750 total value when you trade in an eligible vehicle. Chevrolet, the #1 selling brand in Wisconsin.
This is Kathy. She's about to see her dentist. She's afraid. Not because of the drill, but because of the bill. A big bill. But Kathy doesn't need to be afraid, and neither do you, thanks to affordable dental insurance from Physicians Mutual Insurance Company. It's easy to get this coverage. Don't believe me? Call or go online for all the details. You could even have this free information kit. This isn't a discount plan or preventive-only coverage. This is real dental insurance. It helps pay for over 400 procedures. That's a lot. I'm talking cleanings, fillings, crowns, bridges, root canals, even dentures. Bottom line, you'll have help paying for routine care and expensive major work. But if you want deductibles, forget it. There aren't any. No annual maximum either. Plus, you can see any dentist you want. Stop fearing the big bill. Start saving at the dentist. Call now or go to sendinfokit.com.
Physicians Mutual, Physicians Mutual.
Experience the Channel 3000 News app today. Tailored for your news the way you want it. With a customizable home page and faster page loads. Download the Channel 3000 News app. Powered by News 3 Now.
Introducing the new Sushi Lover Madison. All-you-can-eat sushi and hibachi at an amazing price. Now open at Westtown Mall for lunch or dinner. Be sure to try Sushi Lover Madison.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a look at the 3 things you need to know this weekend. We are going to see warm temperatures, but the alert days are for Monday and Tuesday. That's when the temperatures will peak over the next couple of days. And we also have a few rain chances next week. We are going to see a little bit more rain next week than we did this week. So looking once again at the forecast for today, plenty of sunshine, highs in the middle to upper 80s. It will be a little bit warm, but nothing too bad. And temperatures tomorrow will slowly increase. Now, they're not going to be quite as bad as they will be Monday and Tuesday, but we're still talking about upper 80s and maybe a few lower 90s for a few locations. The warmest temperatures look to be along the Mississippi River. Now, we do have a small chance of rain this weekend, not during the day today or the day tomorrow, but rather overnight tonight. We'll see some rain move into the southwestern portion of Wisconsin a little bit after sunset, but as it moves to the northeast, it is going to dissipate a little bit. Areas near La Crosse may still see some of that rainfall, but Madison and places to the east, especially the northeast, will likely miss out on the rain altogether. But even areas that do see rainfall will likely see during the overnight hours, and it also will be very brief, so this will not be a huge issue. And then we're going to be dry by the late morning Sunday, and will continue to be dry for Sunday afternoon. And then the alert days come in for Monday and Tuesday for the hot temperatures and especially the high heat index values. And this is for all of southern Wisconsin, where everyone could possibly be seeing triple-digit heat index values. So looking at the heat index value forecast, this afternoon we're going to have them in the middle 80s. Again, still warm, but not too bad. For Sunday, that's when they're going to start to increase. Now, they're going to increase a lot more on Sunday for you folks up north towards La Crosse. Still not too bad in the southern portion of Wisconsin, but then Monday, everyone will be seeing very high heat index values with possibly triple digits for everyone. Now, there will likely be a few locations that get to the triple digits, but each and every location has the possibility of getting there. Could even see some areas get close to 105. Now, for Tuesday, it'll be kind of opposite of Sunday, where you folks in La Crosse may not see it as bad, but in southern Wisconsin, it will still be very hot with heat index values in the middle 90s, if not close to 100 once again. And then after Tuesday, it will slowly improve. Now, the good news is that we are going to see much more comfortable temperatures by the time Labor Day weekend comes around. But again, it is very important to limit extended periods outdoors and drink plenty of water if you have any outdoor plans. Again, for La Crosse, the alert days look to be Sunday and Monday, whereas for Madison, it will be Monday and Tuesday. We also are expecting some rain during the overnight hours Monday and especially the overnight hours Tuesday, and that will likely be the reason the temperatures fall. Now, it will be mostly dry during the daytime, but that rain overnight into Wednesday, making temperatures about 9 to 10 degrees cooler. And then after that, they will slowly continue to decrease with 70s in the forecast by Labor Day weekend.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Well, as Jacob mentioned, the weather is heating up this weekend, so it is important to be prepared. Gunderson Health Tri-State Ambulance of La Crosse is reminding everyone planning to be outdoors to be mindful of the risks of heat to prevent heat stroke or heat exhaustion. It is important to stay hydrated, limit time spent outdoors, and to always wear sunscreen.
So compared to kind of your average summer weekend, we might see more people out in the water, out in the river. Some people are more likely to stay inside, try to stay away from the heat, stay in the AC. We might see increased call volume for those heat-related issues.
To learn more about how to stay cool and detecting signs of a heat stroke, just visit Gunderson Health's website. Now to a couple events to check out today. First, it's the Middleton Good Neighbor Festival running all throughout the weekend. The Good Neighbor Festival has had a different theme each year since the second festival they held back in 1965. This year's theme celebrates life under the big top. So get ready to send in the clowns. It's circus time in Middleton at the greatest show in town. And be sure to check out the music, art, food, and fun all weekend, especially the parade Sunday at noon. Also happening all weekend, the Orton Park Festival returns on Madison's east side. This is the 59th year of the event. The weekend is a chance for Madison area families to come together for fabulous music, food, and fun. The Orton Park Festival will feature an array of local restaurants and area artists, as well as craft beer and wine tents. And Curd Fest returns to Breese Stevens Field on Sunday. This event is 11 years in the making and still squeaking along. Curd Fest is a delicious, savory, crunchy, and gooey curd celebration and is fun for the entire family. Curd Fest is free for all from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Sunday, but there is also a VIP ticket available for you to skip the lines and and gain an extra hour of curds starting at 2. All right, now to some consumer news. Holiday drivers will find some cheaper gas prices this year. Plus, buying a home is getting a little easier. Christine Lazar has more in this Eye Consumer Report.
Mortgage rates continue to fall. The rate on a 30-year fixed loan is now 6.46%, down from the highs of 7.7% last year, but still way above the low rates of around 3% in 2021. Mortgage costs started increasing in 2022 when the Federal Reserve began raising interest rates. Fed Chairman Jerome Powell spoke on Friday and said the time has come to change policy. Economists expect the board to cut rates at a meeting next month. The Labor Day weekend is quickly approaching, and AAA is predicting record-breaking travel. The agency believes domestic travel will increase 9% compared to last year. The TSA expects to screen more than 17 million passengers, which would be an all-time high. And drivers will find lower gas prices. Right now, the average is down about 45 cents a gallon from 2023, according to AAA. For those who don't want to buy gas, Car and Driver has named the Hyundai Ioniq 5N the electric vehicle of the year. The publication based the decision on value, driving experience, and technology. The sporty 5-seater can do 0 to 60 in 3 seconds. This is the 3rd year in a row Car and Driver has named a Hyundai as their top EV pick. And those are some of the week's top consumer stories. I'm Christine Lazar, CBS News, Los Angeles.
It's 8:20 now on weekend mornings. Still ahead, Jake will be back with today's forecast. Plus, there are several new shows and movies to check out this weekend. Will Loper shares his picks and 3 things to watch when we return.
It's the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Drive into summer with a new Honda. Heading out for a day at the beach or a weekend in the mountains. Make an impression with the unmistakable style of the HR-V, or turn heads in the sporty Civic. And when you drive a Honda, you're driving with the 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Value brand. So act now to get an offer you'll love. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
My son Joshua was 18 years old when he was murdered by an illegal alien. He was tortured, strangled to death, and then set on fire. When I hear Kamala Harris making a joke about the border and just laughing it off, it's painful. Kamala Harris was in charge of securing our border, and she's done nothing. If Kamala Harris is elected president, it'll get worse. If it can happen to my family, it can happen to yours.
Preserve America PAC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
It's Hy-Vee's snack sale this Friday through Sunday. Cheez-It crackers, just $1.99. Hy-Vee yogurt, just 29 cents. Basket and Bushel green seedless grapes, just 99 cents a pound. On the Border tortilla chips, queso or guacamole salsa, just $1.98 each. Intimin's Little Bites, just $1.99. And Goldfish crackers, just $1.48. Save in-store and online. Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
It's the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
I talked about earlier how there are a few chances of rainfall next week, so let's take a look at the forecast. This is starting Monday afternoon. It's going to be dry during the day, but we could see some showers and storms move into the area overnight. Now, it's not really going to impact the temperatures too much because Tuesday will still be warm, but as we get into Tuesday night, we're going to see rain more likely, and this is what's going to begin to cool things down starting Wednesday, and then the temperatures after Wednesday will also continue to cool down. Now, this will mostly be during the overnight hours. We should remain dry during the daytime on Wednesday, and we do have a few chances of rain later in the week, but a lot can change between it now and then. Total precipitation over the next 7 days could be up to an inch, if not close to 2 inches. The most rain does look to be further north towards La Crosse and Eau Claire, so that's the areas that will see the most rainfall, and the further east you're located, the less rain that is expected, but we're certainly going to see more rainfall over the next 7 days than we have over the previous 7 days.
All right, Jacob, thank you. Well, there is no shortage of films and shows streaming right now. This morning, our Will Loper shares a few of the best in this weekend's 3 Things to Watch.
Newly added to Amazon Prime Video is the 2016 film 10 Cloverfield Lane. Mary Elizabeth Winstead wakes up in a bunker with a doomsday prepper played by John Goodman in one of the best performances of Goodman's career.
You think I'm an idiot?
Howard, please, you're going to have to tell us what it is that you're talking about.
You tell me what you two are planning right now.
10 Cloverfield Lane is streaming on Amazon Prime Video now.
No! Don't open that door! They're going to get all of us killed!
The gunfight at the OK Corral. It wasn't the end of the story. It was just the beginning.
Newly streaming on Netflix is the docudrama Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy War.
The day-to-day peacekeeping was done by 3 brothers, Virgil, Morgan, and Wyatt Earp.
Ed Harris narrates the nonfiction series with recreations showing the legendary feud between Earp and Ike Clanton. All 6 episodes of Wyatt Earp and the Cowboy War are streaming on Netflix now.
The ship is incredible. It feels like living in a science fiction movie.
And newly streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus is the docuseries Ocean Explorers.
Whale dead ahead! Whale's coming up!
Join a research vessel and a team of scientists as they study whales, sharks, polar bears, and more.
We just saw what no one has seen before.
All 6 episodes of Ocean Explorers are streaming on Hulu and Disney Plus now. Those are the 3 things you need to watch, and this is Will Loper for Weekend Mornings.
And coming up next, we'll have a look at our top morning headlines. Stick around. This is Weekend Mornings.
These were my great-grandpappy's glasses. And now they're yours, son.
Why can't I just get my own?
No, these have at least a few 100 years left in them.
I think the kid needs his own. Get 2 pairs of glasses and a free eye exam for $79, all same day.
Yeah, I want my own.
Stanton Optical. Easy's our thing.
Bad sleep.
No, the worst.
You know, there's really no excuse for bad sleep. During the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Or save up to $700 on select Tempur-Pedic adjustable mattress sets and score a $300 gift. Check out the Summit, just $299.99. Or get 60 months, no interest, and free shipping. The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Now is the best time to buy new Champion windows, because when you buy 2,
you get 2 free.
Hurry, Champion's Buy 2, Get 2 free sale is for a limited time.
That's a great deal. Thanks.
Call 888-4CHAMPION or schedule your free in-home estimate online today.
Army National Guard soldiers have the option to train and learn skills in the trade fields, skills that can lead to employment at home as well. Find out how you can learn a trade and serve part-time for your community and country by visiting nationalguard.com.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
The alarming spike in inflation soaring to its highest level in nearly 40 years.
That is called Bidenomics.
Gas prices rose again today, reaching a new all-time high.
We're still dealing with inflation, and we've got super high interest rates at the same time.
Bidenomics is working.
2/3 of Americans are just struggling to make ends meet.
And this comes after Friday's jobs report showing a spike in unemployment.
And we are very proud of Bidenomics.
I'm so happy. I just put this dress on that I haven't worn in over 10 years.
This summer, feel confident from head to toe with Sono Bello permanent fat removal and get summer body ready in just one visit.
I saw the results immediately. It's the best I have felt since I was in my 20s.
My waist is tiny. I'm very, very happy.
I'm nearly 50, y'all, and my abs haven't been this flat since before I had kids.
For a limited time, take advantage of Sono Bello's biggest sale of the year. Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells for good on your stomach, hips and thighs, back, and so much more.
It will change your life. It did for me. I can't wait till the summertime hit. Hot Mom Summer, here I come.
Call 1-800-905-6520 now or go to sonobello.com to claim special pricing.
Right now, 8:30, a duplex fire on Madison's south side leaves 8 displaced overnight. Madison Fire now looking to determine the cause. Plus, our reality check series returns, this time with a look into Senator Tammy Baldwin's speech at the Democratic National Convention. Good morning. Thanks for joining us here on Weekend Mornings as we welcome in this new weekend. I'm Kyle Pazurski. We start with this. A stretch of hot days is in the forecast with several alert days issued. Jacob here with what you need to know. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning, Kyle. And right now the temperatures are pretty comfortable, but yeah, as you mentioned, they are going to get pretty warm over the next couple of days. Right now across the board, we're looking at 60s, a few locations already close to 70. We are going to see 80s across the board for the afternoon hours, but the good news is that we are going to see plenty of sunshine. So although it will be a bit warm, it will be a pretty quiet day, and this will actually be the coolest of the next 4 days. Now, although it is a lot warmer than a lot of this week, temperatures are going to continue to warm up after today, and for La Crosse, it will be a very similar forecast. Plenty of sunshine, not a lot of wind, and high temperatures in the middle 80s. Now, across the board, we're going to see 80s in the forecast as well. A few clouds here and there. The further north and east you're located, the more clouds you will see, and it will actually be a few degrees cooler because of those clouds up north towards the Green Bay, but southern Wisconsin and western Wisconsin will see highs in the 80s with plenty of sunshine. The alert day starts Monday, although Sunday will be pretty hot as well. And this is obviously for the hot temperatures and high heat index values. We could be talking about heat index values in the triple digits. Now, I'll talk more in detail about the heat as well and show you the few chances of rain that are in the forecast, all coming up a bit later.
Jacob, thank you. Topping our news this half hour, the Madison Fire Department is looking into what caused a duplex fire on the city's south side last night. Madison Fire says 8 people from 2 households are displaced as a result of the fire. They arrived to find heavy fire coming from the front door. Additionally, more was found on the back side of the building, which spread to the 2nd floor. Madison Fire reports that all occupants safely evacuated, including 1 dog. The side of the building where the fire started suffered major damage to both floors, while the next door unit was impacted by smoke and shutdown of utilities. The American Red Cross has responded to help out the displaced occupants. New this morning, Stoughton police say 2 people are dead following a crash on Dane County Highway B. You're taking a look at video from the scene. They say a motorcycle was hit from behind by a pickup truck. Both the driver and passenger of the motorcycle died at the scene. The driver of the truck was arrested for 2 counts of homicide by intoxicated use of a motor vehicle. The Universities of Wisconsin's Board of Regents is officially recommending $855 million in new funding for the system. It's part of a 2-year budget proposal. The funding would help the universities avoid tuition hikes give raises and keep providing free tuition for low-income families. The proposal now goes to Governor Tony Evers. Both political parties' conventions have now wrapped up with speeches from notable Wisconsin politicians and candidates at both. It was during the Republican National Convention when News 3 Now did a reality check on Senate candidate Eric Hovde's remarks. This week, Senator Tammy Baldwin took to the stage at the DNC, and our Arman Rahman dives into it to bring you the facts.
On night 4 of the DNC, Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin took the stage for a brief speech, doubling down on her stance as a champion for benefit programs for the elderly.
But let's be clear, that is all at risk today.
Baldwin attacked Donald Trump for suggesting he would be willing to cut Social Security, Medicare, and Medicaid.
And he said, and I quote, "There's a lot you can do in terms of cutting."
This is true. Baldwin directly referenced a phone interview back in March on CNBC. Trump told viewers that to tackle the national debt, he would look at those entitlement programs.
There is a lot you can do in terms of entitlements, in terms of cutting, and in terms of also the theft and the bad management of entitlements.
A Trump campaign spokesperson later told CNN that the former president was, quote, clearly talking about cutting waste, not entitlements.
He's talking about cutting Social Security and Medicare while giving a huge new tax break to billionaires and corporations. Well, Kamala Harris is not going to let that happen.
Harris herself echoed those sentiments when formally accepting the Democratic nomination for president Thursday.
We are not going back to when Donald Trump tried to cut Social Security and Medicare.
This is true. According to PolitiFact, as President Trump did propose policies that would have cut parts of the program, they weren't adopted. But when he was running in 2020, he promised not to cut Social Security. There's also been claims from the left that Republicans are going after Social Security within their Project 2025 plan. This is false. That's drafted by the separate conservative think tank, the Heritage Foundation, and while it mentions changes to the program, their website explicitly states it doesn't advocate cutting Social Security. This is Arman Rahman with your reality check.
Thank you, Armand. Some other news we're following this morning. Independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr. says he is suspending his campaign and endorsing former President Trump. Kennedy said he no longer believes he has a realistic path of victory. He then said he will now give his support to Trump. During his speech on Friday, Kennedy said the former president asked to, quote, enlist him in his administration. Kennedy said the offer came in 2 meetings with Trump, the first in the days after the assassination attempt against Trump in July, and a second meeting weeks later. To some health news, a batch of mosquitoes has tested positive for West Nile virus in Rock County. No human cases have been reported, but other infections have been confirmed in people and animals in other parts of the state. Rock County Public Health says most people who are infected don't get sick. Those who become ill usually experience mild symptoms like fever, headache, muscle ache, rash, and fatigue. If you suspect you may have the West Nile virus, you should contact your healthcare provider. Residents are urged to protect themselves by reducing mosquito exposure and eliminating mosquito breeding sites. The FDA is approving new COVID-19 vaccines from Pfizer and Moderna. Both drug makers say their updated shots will be available in clinics and pharmacies within the next few days. The approval comes as the CDC says there's been a summer wave of the virus, although infection rates are below the level seen over the past few years. CDC officials advise everyone over 6 months old to get both the updated COVID-19 vaccine and a flu shot before the end of the year. And the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services is sending out another round of free COVID-19 tests. In late September, people will be able to order 4 free at-home tests on the HHS website. Low-income Americans can get free COVID-19 shots through Medicaid. Well, if you live in a rural area of the state, your mail may take longer to get to you now. That's according to reporting by the Washington Post. The U.S. Postal Service is considering slowing down mail delivery to save some money. It would only impact people who live more than 50 miles from a large processing facility. Most people do live closer than that, and the move would improve service for them. Now, there is a catch. The post office can't slow service without permission from its governing board. So if it does get that, the slowdown will not happen until after the election. It is now 8:38 here on Weekend Morning. Still, we'll look into why cyber crimes are getting more frequent. Plus, here's a look at today's day in history.
Mark, a little help here?
Oh, keep it down. The noise is making them angry.
Whoa. Hey, I'm not a beekeeper, but I can replace these windows fast.
Let Feldco be the experts in your home renewal. Right now, buy one window and you'll get one free. Plus, no interest until 2026. And we'll get it done Feldco fast.
Buy one window, get one free, and soon. Hurry. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
We know the fentanyl coming from Mexico and China is a threat here in Wisconsin.
It's why Tammy Baldwin is working to stop it.
And Tammy passed the bipartisan Fend Off Fentanyl Act.
That takes on the Mexican cartels and the fentanyl coming from China.
And Tammy Baldwin voted 32 times to strengthen our border.
32 times to increase border patrols.
And technology to keep illegal drugs out. Because Senator Baldwin knows
keeping us safe is her first priority.
Tell Tammy Baldwin to keep securing our borders.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain. Shopping online for a Purple mattress? We get it. With Purple's unique Gel Flex grid and multiple foam layers, you'll experience effortless sleep that's motion adaptive, temperature balanced, pressure relieving, and ultra supportive. But which Purple mattress is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. During Purple's Labor Day sale, save up to $1,000 on mattress and base bundles and get an instant gift. Shop Purple at Denver Mattress, the easiest way to find your perfect Purple.
Energy is like a symphony. Every note, every chord, every instrument creates an incredible melody of power and possibility. But that energy needs to be reliable to have the same power, and affordable to keep the melody. At home, on the road, on farms and fleets, and even ports, propane and renewable propane lower carbon emissions while harnessing the full symphony of energy. Learn more about safe, clean, reliable propane at propane.com.
News 3 Now, covering election 2024 every step of the way. From Chicago
As Kamala says, when we fight, we win.
to Milwaukee
The energy is there, and we want to be part of it.
and everywhere the candidates stop in our crucial swing state.
My fourth trip to Wisconsin since I became the VP nominee.
We'll be there, talking to you, the people, and covering the issues that matter right here. 3 for the people, only on News 3 Now, moving forward.
And welcome back now. We're going to take a live look at downtown La Crosse this morning. Good morning to everyone tuning in up there. Glad you're joining us. So our first warn weather team says we are going to have a stretch of hot days moving into next week. With more, let's go over to Jacob with a check of that.
Yeah, looking at the heat index forecast, today is going to be warmer than most of this week, certainly, but it's still not going to be too bad. We're going to have heat index values in the 80s. Sunday is when we're going to start to see them in the 90s, especially further up north towards La Crosse and Eau Claire, where middle 90s for heat index values are possible. But, excuse me, Monday is expected to be the worst day, where we are going to see heat index values in the triple digits across the board, especially for those of you near the Mississippi River. And as we continue towards Tuesday, that's going to continue as well. Now, Sunday and Tuesday will kind of be opposite, where those of you in La Crosse won't be quite as bad as it will be Sunday, but southern Wisconsin will still see very high heat index values. So to stay safe, here are a few tips. That top bullet point is the most important. Stay hydrated and take frequent breaks from the heat. And as far as potentially heat-related illnesses, they could definitely be possible. Now, for some areas on Monday, we could be getting up to that 105-degree heat index value, which would mean heat exhaustion likely, chilly, especially if you are outdoors a lot. So definitely take the precautions if you have any prolonged outdoor activities planned.
If you're watching and just looking at this forecast now, waking up, I think my eyes just popped. I saw your map had 100 degrees for a couple locations.
Yeah, again, that is the heat index values. If the actual temperatures were that high, we'd be talking about heat index values possibly near 115 and 120.
Wow.
So that we have seen worse, but this is still going to be pretty uncomfortable during the afternoon.
Yeah, well, take it seriously. Good advice, Jacob. Thank you. Some other weather news. Tropical storm Hone is threatening to deliver a blow to Hawaii. A tropical storm watch has been raised for Hawaii's Big Island, and the storm is on track to pass close to the state this weekend. It is set to bring heavy rain, strong winds, dangerous seas, and fire concerns to a dry state that is still recovering from one of the most devastating fires in U.S. history. Well, cyber attacks are becoming more devastating and more frequent. This week, oil giant Halliburton appears to be the latest victim making headlines. Lee Waldman spoke with cybersecurity experts about the increase in attacks and what you can do to keep it from happening to you.
This week, oil giant Halliburton became the latest corporation to find itself in the midst of what appears to be a cyber attack. A person familiar with the matter says the attack appears to be impacting business operations at the company's Houston campus and some global networks.
It's not something new, but we're seeing it more and more often.
Last month, nonprofit OneBlood confirmed it was the victim of a ransomware attack.
It's becoming an epidemic with the cost.
According to a report from IBM, the global average cost of a data breach is $4.88 million in 2024. That's a 10% increase over last year and the highest total ever. Cyber attacks come in several forms, but phishing, personal data breaches, and malware are some of the most common methods. Steve Grobman, the chief technology officer at McAfee, says it's up to everyone individually to ensure they don't become a victim.
It's important that people realize cybercrime is essentially a business for the criminals, and they're looking for the best way to monetize unwitting consumers.
Grobman advises people to use different passwords for every website, freeze your credit, and consider using a VPN.
Protecting yourself on PCs, mobile devices, in the cloud. All of these areas are places that consumers need to use the best technology.
In New York, I'm Lee Waldman reporting.
It's now 8:45 here on Weekend Mornings. Still ahead, Zach will have a look at Friday's news and sports. And let's take another live look outside here in Madison at the State Capitol building. Jacob has the full forecast next on Weekend Mornings.
Sponsored by Three Bears Resort, Indoor Water Park and Conference Center in Warrens, Wisconsin.
Under our roof, they're free to dream big. Because we're here to help protect those dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
When you need inspiration, it's worth shopping Pick and Save, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices with savings beyond low prices. Savings like digital coupons worth over $600 each week and up to $2 off per gallon at the pump. More savings and more inspiring flavors make Pick and Save worth it every time.
It's your thing. Do what you want to do.
Pick and Save, fresh for everyone.
Drive into summer with a new Honda Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, or the all-new Civic Hybrid. Take a vacation, staycation, or just a weekend drive with the windows down. Whatever you do, make it epic with Honda. The 2024 Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com Best Overall EV and Hybrid brand. So act now. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into the Honda Summer Event.
My husband and I finally agreed that we need a new bathtub and shower. So he went right to work on handling the project. That's him going online, researching bathtub and shower installers. And there he is, calling a few places to get an estimate. I think he's procrastinating.
Call 1-800-HANSONS for a new shower or bathtub you'll love. Installed in as little as 1 day.
It's okay. I called 1-800-HANSONS.
We custom fit your new bathtub or shower into your existing space for a fast, convenient, and hassle-free installation with any safety features your family needs. Safety bars, seats, and more with a no-leak guarantee.
Oh, hey, I'm gonna call 1-800-HANSONS.
That's great, hon.
Get 50% off installation or no interest and no payments for 1 year. Offer ends soon.
Call 1-800-HANSONS. Get it done.
Under our roof, they're free to dream big. Because we're here to help protect those dreams. Bundle life and save up to 25% on home and auto. American Family Insurance. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Good morning, everybody. Here's a final look at the 3 things you need to know. It is going to be warm this weekend, but the alert days will be Monday and Tuesday for those hot temperatures. We also have a few rain chances, most notably Tuesday night, because that will be what starts the cool down after the alert days. But first, I want to talk about the rain chance that we're going to see over the weekend. A pretty minor one. We're going to be dry during the entire day, but just after sunset, we'll start to see some showers and maybe a few storms move into southwestern Wisconsin. But as they move to the northeast, they are going to dissipate. Still could see some light rain around Dane County. Also, a little bit more likely to see some of that rain creep up towards La Crosse and then the central portion of Wisconsin. But a lot of the area will miss out on the rain entirely, and even those locations that do see rain, it will be well after sunset, so not going to be a huge issue. And then we are going to be dry for the daytime on Sunday. But taking a look after that, that's when the alert day begins. Now, for those of you in La Crosse, it may begin on Sunday as those temperatures will be a bit warmer on Sunday compared to southern Wisconsin, but everywhere we'll see very high temperatures. And I've been showing it all morning. Here is another look at the heat index forecast. 80s for today, so still warm, but not too bad. 90s begin tomorrow, especially for La Crosse and places to the northwest. Upper 80s to lower 90s in southern Wisconsin, but Monday will be the worst of the 3 days as we're going to see heat index values likely in the triple digits for a few locations, especially along the Mississippi River. And as we get into Tuesday, we're going to continue to see some very high heat index values. This time, though, looks like it will mostly be in southern Wisconsin and areas to the east. La Crosse will start to be better by Tuesday, and then our entire area will be better on Wednesday and continue to get better throughout the week after that. Now, the rainfall next week, it also will mostly be during the overnight hours, similar to the rainfall tonight. We could see some showers and storms Monday night into Tuesday. Not going to impact the temperatures too much, but the storms Tuesday night, that's what will bring the temperatures down on Wednesday. Still going to be warm on Wednesday, but certainly a lot better. And then it does look like it will clear out by Wednesday morning as we'll be dry again for the daytime. So most of this rainfall will be at night, and total precipitation over the next 7 days will certainly be a lot more than the last 7 days, but nothing too extreme from average. We're only going to see about 1.5 inches for those of you near La Crosse and only about 1 inch here in Madison. Now, there is a better chance of rain during the daytime later next week, but a lot can change between now and then. Now, as I mentioned, temperatures will slowly cool down after Tuesday. By Labor Day weekend, we could be talking about highs in the 70s with fairly dry conditions. Right now, just a slight chance of rain. But again, Thursday, it looks like rain is pretty likely then. And then we also could see some rain on Friday. But until then, obviously, it's going to be a warm weekend. If you are, going outside and possibly swimming, it is important to know that heat exhaustion and heat stroke could still happen while you swim. So just, again, take the precautions. Don't spend a prolonged period of time outside, and obviously drink plenty of water.
Wisconsin volleyball passed their first couple of tests this month. They're already about to wrap up two-a-days, and they took care of Bradley in their exhibition matchup. Now, though, the stage is about to get a whole lot bigger. Wisconsin opens up their season in Louisville for the First Serve Showcase, and the environment is going to kind of feel like the Final Four. One that some of the Badgers are already used to, while others, not so much.
No expectations from me. I mean, haven't experienced something like that yet. Trying not so hard to think about it. Obviously, I'm a little nervous to be playing in front of so many people. The girls have told me at like a certain point, every like crowd feels like the same amount, but definitely a lot more than I'm used to. Just expecting to have fun. I just want to win.
And just a reminder, the Wisconsin Huddle is back for another season. The first episode airs next Friday at 6:30. Ches Malusi gonna kick things off with us. The first taping is Monday, August 26th at Buck and Honey's in Sun Prairie, starting at 7 o'clock. And that's it for morning sports. Have a great day.
Thank you, Zach. And coming up next, it is National Waffle Day. We'll tell you some reasons to celebrate.
It's the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
I have prepared a Thomas's breakfast for you to savor together.
Thanks, Tom. Hey, are English muffins from England?
Heavens no, they're from the pantry.
Are you from England?
Nay, I am also from the pantry. Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
It's Toyota's national sales event. Swipe into end of summer fun with an exciting new Toyota. Whether you're paddleboarding in a RAV4, mountain biking in a Tacoma, or tubing with your best friends in a Camry, you'll find plenty to post about all summer long.
Right now, during Toyota's national sales event, you can lease a new Tacoma for $349 a month or get 2.99% APR for 60 months on a new Tundra.
Come in today. Ooh, like.
Toyota, let's go places.
Drugs, gangs, and crime are flooding into our communities. But instead of getting tough on the border, Senator Tammy Baldwin supported amnesty for 11 million illegal immigrants, including convicted criminals. Criminals like an illegal immigrant with multiple DUI charges who went on to kill a Wisconsin father of 3 while driving drunk again. Tell Senator Tammy Baldwin no amnesty for illegal immigrants, especially criminals. Vote to secure the border.
Dad, are you certain this is gonna work?
Nothing to it.
Are you for imprint certain?
Certainty matters, like the certainty of 4imprint, your home for high-quality promotional gear, including exclusive items and brands they love. Printed perfectly and guaranteed to arrive on time. To wow your clients, nail your next event, or inspire your team, check out 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
This is you. And you are why we do what we do. Each and every one of you are wonderful, amazing people. So we'll treat you that way on your journey of trusted care. Because the way you, and you feel matters. Unity Point Health Meritor, a partner of UW Health, know how much you matter to this world.
It's the Labor Day sale at Denver Mattress. Right now, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Firm for only $299.99 or get 60 months no interest and free shipping. The Labor Day sale, on now at Denver Mattress.
Mission Unstoppable, Saturday morning at 9.
Finally this morning, some fun and yummy news as it is National Waffle Day. It was back in 1869 when the first waffle iron was patented. It was on this day, but the breakfast treat was around for hundreds of years before then. The first known recipe dates back to the 14th century. It was an anonymous husband in France who wrote it out for his wife. Back in those days, waffle batter included wine, crazy enough. You can find deals today at many Waffle Houses and on Eggo frozen waffles. Good day to do that, Jacob. All right. Final check of the forecast.
Yeah, we are going to be pretty warm over this weekend. 80s for today and tomorrow, 90s Monday and Tuesday. But those heat index values, especially Monday and Tuesday, could possibly get into the triple digits. Now, the good news is that these may be the warmest temperatures we see until next summer because we are going to see a slowly decrease in the temperatures after Tuesday. And once we get past this 10-day forecast, if the temperatures get this warm again, we'd be talking about record highs. So it's not very likely. Very nice over Labor Day weekend, though.
Thank you, Jacob. And thank you all for watching. We are back here tomorrow morning at 6:30. We'll see you then.